Okay, now we're gonna start to do the head. There's no changing color in the head, it's just blue. So we're gonna start off by making a magic ring. So inside the magic ring, I'm gonna do 8 single crochet. Two, 4, 6, 8. Okay, 8 single crochet. Pull this tight. I'm gonna do increase. If you do not know, you still do not know who is the first stitch, you count back from the one from the hook. You count all this V shape, you count back to the first one and make an increase. Let me add a marker. This time round, one marker will do, unless if you're a beginner, you can still continue to add marker like what I did just now. Okay, 1, 2, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So we're gonna do increase in all the stitch. We started with we started with 8 single crochet, and now we do increase. So this row I should have 16 stitches. So the next row is going to be an increase row. Next row we're going to do 1 single crochet followed by an increase. So you're gonna do 1 single crochet, increase. So by the time you come back here, you should have 24 stitches. Now we're at row 4. Row 4, we're gonna do 2 single crochet followed by an increase. So 1, 2, oops, sorry, followed by increase. So 2 single crochet, increase. So you do the same thing, you should have 8 sets of this. By the time you come back here, you should have 32 stitches. Okay, for row 5, you just do single crochet all around. So 1 single crochet in every stitch. So by the time you come back here, you should have 32 stitches. Okay, now for row 6, I'm gonna do 3 single crochet followed by an increase. 1, let me add a marker. 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. So you continue. You should have 8 sets of this, and by the time you come back here, you should have 40 stitches. Okay, now for row 7 and row 8, we're gonna do single crochet all around. Row 7 and row 8, you do single crochet, just one single crochet in every stitch. So by the time you come back here, you should have 40 stitches. I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of row 8. Okay, now at row 9, we're going to do 4 single crochet followed by an increase. One, two, three, 4, increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. You should have 8 sets of it. And by the time you come back here, you should have 48 stitches. Okay, now for row 10 and row 11, we're going to do single crochet all around. Just one single crochet in every stitch. So from here until here, you still get 48 stitches. So from row 10 until row 11, single crochet all around. So I'll come back to you at the end of row 11. Okay, now row 12. Row 12, I'm going to do 5 single crochet followed by an increase. So you're going to do 1. Wait, let me add my marker. 2, 3, 4, 5, and increase. So you do 5, then you do increase. You should have 8 sets of it, and by the time you come back here, you should have 56 stitches. Okay, now for row 13 until row 15, 3 rows, you're gonna do single crochet all around. Just single crochet all around from row 13 until row 15. So you should have 56 stitches every row, and I'll come back to you when I'm at the end of row 15. Okay, now we're going to go to row 16. Row 16, we're going to start to do decrease. So we're going to do 5 single crochet followed by a decrease. You should have 8 sets. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 2 together, a decrease. So 5 single crochet, decrease, 8 sets, and by the time you come back here, you should have 48 stitches. Okay, now row 17, another row of decrease. This row we're going to do 4 single crochet followed by a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. And you should have 8 sets of it, and by the time you come back here, you should have 40 stitches. Okay, before I continue to do decrease and seal this off, and before I add stuffing, my habit is to sew all these ears, nose, and do all the mouth and eyes before I seal it. I prefer to sew it before I have stuffing inside. So now I'm going to sew the nose first. Okay, let me see. This one should be the top part. This one should be the bottom part. Okay, you just place it somewhere here. This is the part where we start to do decrease. So this one is going inwards. So this is the part where we did most of it increase and single crochet without increase. So I would say 1 2 3 4 5 6, yeah, on the 6th stitch on, because I still have a mouth to do here. Okay, I guess this should be it. So what I normally do is I make a stitch and make one more stitch up here so that it kind of hold it in place before I start to sew it all around. So at least now it kind of stay put, it's not going anywhere. Then this way I do not need to use pin to pin it down. So you just take a look and see if this is the right spot, and then you start to sew. I'm going to sew all around this single crochet. You can see this V shape here, this V shape here, just like crochet. I'm going to sew it here, and it comes out here. Isn't that easier? Then you insert here, make sure it goes through the edge here, the edge of the nose. It goes back here. Just go around the edge. So at least when you pull the yarn, it looks like single crochet. See the single crochet? You can still check and see if it's gone crooked. I think it looks just about right. So I did halfway. I'm gonna add a bit of a stuffing here. If not, the nose might just go flat. Add a little bit of stuffing. And continue to sew. Sew here, so you make sure you push all the stuffing in and go through the edge here. Same thing here. So this is the part where you see if the nose is going to be like this or kind of flat down. It should come up like this, right? Okay, make sure all these are tucked in. Whoops. So it's best that we do the nose first, because the nose will help me determine where the eyes and the mouth would be. So the nose is the critical part here. Okay, it's nicely sealed. just check around and see if I think I should make some stitches here. So I find it's easier to stitch when there's no stopping here. Now you have to go through all those stopping. I think I'll make one more stitch here just to kind of hold it back like this. So up to you. If you find that there are some holes here and there while you crochet, this is the time you should mend it. Okay, so this is the nose. So what I do with this is you just make a few stitches here and there. Then you can just tie a knot with the whatever tail you can find. As at now, it's the tail from the magic ring. Tie 2 knots and leave for the tail inside. And now for the eyes. In most cases, Koya's eyes are closed. They are closed. So I'm not gonna add safety eyes. I'm gonna make it close, shut eyes. So the eyes should be somewhere here. Let me see. The eyes be too close here. Okay. Should be here. So normally I leave the tail here and just tie a knot. Tie 2 knots with the tail of the magic ring. Then it will not come off. Then let's see. I should be here. Okay, I think Koya got the easiest eye because it's shut. So you just stitch one row, you just make one stitch like this and that's it. It goes here, so I did about 2 stitches away from the nose and it should come here. If you think it's not thick enough, you can make 2 more stitch like this. Maybe I should make 2 more. Make it kind of thicker. Like this. At least it looks better, right? Compared to this just one strand, one round. Let me do one more round. Do not pull too tight because I took the strand from here to here, so if you pull too tight it will sink in like this. Okay, Now for the smiley mouth here, it's just a small mouth. Should come here. Just right under the nose. And in order to make it smile, you go one row down. Let me see. I think this is the middle. You go one row down, and when you pull this, you will have a smiley mouth. And you go back into the same stitch. Don't pull too much, and it will not be so noticeable. There you have a cute smiley mouth. That's how the side look like, and this is how the front. So I think among the few BT21, this is the easiest because it does not have safety eyes or special mouth or teeth, unlike the friend who has big teeth, and I have to fill up this part. Yes, I'm going to make the whole set of BT21, so do stay tuned. This is the tutorial video for this color is already there. You can check out my playlist and the BT21 playlist, or you can just check out all my videos. Okay, and now let's sew the ears. Like this, it doesn't look much, but with the ear, it will look more like a collar bear. Okay, you make sure you follow this. So you should be here. Okay, you get a tapestry needle. Like usual, I am not going to use pin to pin it down. I'm just gonna measure here, somewhere here, and I'm going to make, oops, too high. Okay, should be here then. Here should be here. Sorry, did I just went off screen? Okay, once you think it is supposed to be at this spot, you make one more stitch here, kind of like hold it down. You check first and see if this is the spot that you want. You make one stitch here. You do not need stuffing on the ear. I have tied the tail to the magic ring and all the whatever balance tail here. So just make a stitch here. You go back into the same stitch. And you make one more stitch over this side, just to hold it down. And you go back into the same stitch here. And you pull, and you take a look and see, and this is the right spot. Yep. So if you think this is the right spot, now you start to sew all around. So now before I add stuffing, it's easier to sew because I can just go in and out. Even though how thick this would be, you can still stitch, unlike when you have stuffing. But it's just my preference, you do not have to follow me. So I'll come back to you once I have these two attached nicely, and we will continue with the decrease here. There are a few more rows, and we will assemble it to the body. Okay, let's continue with the last few rows. Last few rows of decrease. So now at row 18, I'm going to do 3 single crochet followed by a decrease. 1, let me add a marker. 2, 3, and you do a decrease. You make these 2 stitch become 1. So 3 single crochet, decrease, and you do 8 sets of it, and by the time you come back here you should have 32 stitches. Okay, and now row 19, I'm going to do 2 single crochet followed by a decrease. Let me add my marker. This is 1, 2, and you do a decrease. So 1, 2, decrease, you do 8 sets, and by the time you come back here you should have 24 stitches. And now row 20, I'm going to do 1 single crochet followed by a decrease. So 1 single crochet, let me add my marker, and you do a decrease. One single crochet, decrease, you do 8 sets, and by the time you come back here you should have 16 stitches. And now the last row I'm going to do 2 together, or you can call it a decrease, all the way. So let me add a marker here. So you just do 2 together, or you can call it a decrease, all the way. It's not completely sealed yet. You can still have a small hole there to add your stuffing. I just don't want the stuffing to interfere with the crochet, which leave a small hole for stuffing. Actually, you can add stuffing earlier on when you're halfway through. Oops, sorry, I missed one. And this is the last one. So here there's still a small hole here. I'm not going to seal the hole because I'm going to sew it onto the body. I already have extra yarn on the body, so I do not need to leave a long tail here. So I'm just going to go to the next stitch and make a slip stitch, chain 1, and just pull tight, and I'll cut my yarn. And I'm gonna add stuffing, lots of stuffing. Oh yeah, this side I think I should just sew it in, hide it along inside. So that it kind of stay locked. Okay, hide it inside. I'm gonna add stuffing. I know it's kind of difficult to add stuffing now as the hole is kind of small, but up to you. You can add earlier on or you can just add now. Okay, I'll plumb it up later on. And now I want to sew this first. I forgot to sew the tail earlier on. By right, I should sew the tail before I reach this high. And it's okay, I still have not added stuffing yet. So this tail here, I can hide it inside here. Let me see. If this tail I hide it inside here, then I do not have to add stuffing. This is enough to plumb it up. Okay. And now I'm going to sew the tail somewhere here. And just make a stitch here and go over this side. And make one stitch here to kind of hold it first. Take a look and see if this is the right spot. This is the place that you want it to be. And then I'm going to sew all around here. Since I've not added stuffing, my needle can go through here. Since it's a small tail, you can just add a few stitches here and there. Tuck in all those tail nicely so that nothing chucks out. And you take a look and see if you need more stitches. If you're gonna give this to a young child, you might as well make a few more stitches here and there just in case. If you like to sew after stuffing, go ahead. This is just my habit. So just check around and see if you need stitches anywhere else. So I think I need a few more down here. I should have sewed the tail before I reach this high. I forgot. But then you can actually still sew the tail even after you have added stuffing. Okay, you just take a look and see if it's nicely attached. Okay, I think this should be just about right. I have a tail here from this hand. We'll just tie the two tails together. And now to assemble the other hand, make sure the microphone face upwards. So the microphone should be here, means I should make one stitch here. Not too near here because this is the neck line where I'm supposed to connect it to the head. Okay, let me make one stitch here first. You see, when there's no stuffing and you have not attached the head yet, it's way easy. I can go in and out here freely. Oops, too high. Don't go too high here because I'm going to sew it. Maybe one stitch down here. Okay. Just make two stitch, one on the left, one on the right, just to hold it. Just to hold it and see if we got it right. And we think this is the right spot, then continue to sew like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna continue to sew this. The hands I did add stuffing until here. You should add stuffing on the hand to plump it up. Okay. Okay, roughly this is how I attach the hand and the tail. I'll come back to you once I have it nicely done and add stuffing. And I'll show you how I sew the head to the body. Okay, I plump up the body. I've add stuffing. Make sure you push the stuffing to these two corners here so that the leg plump up too. I've attached the hand. This one is you can actually move it about. So now I'm going to attach the head. I plump it up. Make sure you add a lot of stuffing. Plump it up nicely. If not, part of it will look dented. And that's the high nose. Okay, so now since this is it ends at the back, I'll just make one stitch to the front because I want to start stitching from the front. I want to see where's the face, just in case I get it wrong. Oh no. Okay. Okay, just make sure it's here. Just make one stitch first. And you check if this is about right. I'll make one stitch right at the back just to kind of hold it before I go one round. Okay, this is the time you take a look and see if this is the right spot. Okay, this looks right. you're gonna stitch, and you're gonna stitch one stitch on the head, once on the head and once on the body, and you go, if you can, you go 2 rounds. For those who want to start watching from here on, thank you for watching, and those who want to stay until the end, I'll come back to you once I have this assembled and see how cute it is. So thank you for watching, and do subscribe to my channel, and do check out my other BT21. Okay, so this is how the end product look like. The hand, you can actually shape it around, you can move it around like this. So thank you for watching, hope you like this pattern. Look at that cute tail. Hope you like this little fella as much as this little fella. So thank you for watching, I'll see you in my next post.